Welcome back to the Logoverse. This episode kicks off a three-part series exploring the evolution of one of Hollywood's most iconic emblems, the Warner Brothers logo. From the earliest days of the silver screen, Warner Brothers has been a defining force in film history. But the famous symbol we know today has undergone fascinating transformations, shaped by changing artistic trends, advancing technology, and corporate reinventions. Join me as we uncover the earliest designs that laid the groundwork for a century-long legacy. Harry, Albert, Sam, and Jack. They were the Warner Brothers.
It's the Warner Brothers.
Four ambitious young men with big dreams. Around 1903, the brothers pooled their resources to buy a remarkable new piece of technology, a film projector, priced at $1,000. That's over $35,000 in today's money. Even with their combined resources, the brothers still couldn't raise enough money, so their father pawned his gold watch to make up the difference. The brothers then set up a makeshift theater in their backyard and screened The Great Train Robbery, one of cinema's first narrative films. From these humble beginnings, the Warner Brothers scratched and clawed their way up the ladder, eventually breaking into film production. By 1923, their company became Warner Brothers Pictures, Inc., with Harry Warner serving as president. 1925 brought us this first incarnation of the Warner Brothers shield, but as you can see, it had to compete with several other elements that left the logo feeling downright crowded. For instance, this version features a backdrop of a city park, consisting of trees, a bridge, and glowing lights, more suggestive to me at least of New York City rather than Los Angeles. The lower half of the shield does contain the famous WB monogram, but weirdly, the upper half shows an image of the original Warner Brothers studio. This colorized version gives a better view of the multiple elements fighting for attention. In this variant, you'll notice a tagline at the bottom, "Classic of the Screen." That might sound a little boastful, but Harry explained that the tagline served as a promise of quality, a way to set Warner Brothers apart from rival film companies. In today's language, the tagline helped establish the Warner Brothers brand. 1929 brought us a new logo, one that's arguably even more cluttered. Amazingly, the shield, which would become so synonymous with the name Warner Brothers, was dramatically reduced in size, almost as if the studio hadn't yet realized the value of this symbol. Although the background graphic changes from film to film, this version of the logo does feature a recurring background image, a billowing flag emblazoned with the text, "Warner Brothers Vitaphone Pictures." Vitaphone was a groundbreaking synchronized sound technology developed in the mid-1920s. It played a crucial role in the transition from silent films to talkies. Warner Brothers adopted Vitaphone as its preferred sound system. The most famous example of the Vitaphone's impact is The Jazz Singer, released in 1927 and often credited as the first feature-length talkie, although the film only has about 2 minutes of actual spoken dialogue. By utilizing the Vitaphone system to synchronize sound with the moving image, Warner Brothers triggered a monumental shift for Hollywood, cementing the studio as a leader in innovation. The third logo finally abandoned the clutter of the two previous versions, placing the spotlight squarely on the shield. Appearing in 1934, this shield is narrower and more elongated. For the first time, a sky of white clouds is introduced as a backdrop. But the most notable feature of this logo is the zoom effect, where the shield rapidly fills the screen before coming to a stop. Admittedly, the motion is fairly crude. The zooming shield never caught on for live-action films, perhaps due to the roughness of the effect. But that wasn't the case for animation, where the zooming shield quickly became a beloved trademark for the opening of the Looney Tunes and Merry Melodies shorts. Here, the dynamic movement is a perfect introduction to the manic energy of Bugs, Daffy, and the rest of the Looney Tunes. By 1937, the Warner Brothers logo took another significant step forward with the addition of a metallic banner wrapping around the shield, proudly displaying the words Warner Brothers Pictures Inc. The shield itself gained a much more dimensional quality, more polished and regal, a stark contrast to the previous flatter designs. However, the sky is now absent, replaced by a subdued, generic backdrop. This version has an undeniable elegance that reflects the grandeur of Golden Age Hollywood. Fans of Humphrey Bogart will remember this logo from 3 of his classic films, Casablanca, The Maltese Falcon, and The Treasure of the Sierra Madre. The 5th version, appearing in 1948, finally brings everything together. For many, including myself, this is the most iconic version. The shield is a deep gold, while the inside of the emblem is now a rich blue. The banner has been streamlined to simply read Warner Brothers Pictures, while the sky background has returned, now even more majestic. A beautiful 3D variant of the logo appeared in certain select films, such as the Vincent Price horror classic House of Wax and the creature feature masterpiece Them. Like the previous logos, the 2D version was a painting filmed by a cameraman, but the 3D version was a physical model, capturing the depth necessary for a proper 3-dimensional effect. The 1948 logo had an incredible run, lasting almost 20 years. Unsurprisingly, it appeared in lots of classic films, including The Searchers, Dial M for Murder, and Rebel Without a Cause. But this period of stability would come crashing to an end in 1967. Warner Brothers faced upheaval that forced them to toss the classic shield aside in favor of new and radically different emblems. Join me for the next episode where we'll uncover a tumultuous chapter of Hollywood history, when the shield cracked and bold new symbols took its place, if only for a time. I'm Michael Cahill. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time.
It's the Warner Brothers.